first and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, our Hashem, Yahushai, our Hashem, Kodash, the owners and to our elders and apostles of Green and Stone, and Shalom to our brothers and Modi, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth to them that believe. Shalom. Alright, I'm brother Zach from Camp James, Jamaica, and we just want to touch upon the whole economic failure of the so-called white race, which are the red Hebrew Edomites. Is that the scripture prophesy that this whole society is coming down, and we see where what you call now prophecies, some fulfilling of the whole economic failure of this society right now, which we want to touch upon it, which signify the end of the rulership of the so-called white race. Right? You can just kick it off.
Alright, so this is an article from RT entitled "The Walk of Shame." Banks beg the Fed for money and may all fall in domino effect. Dated the 2nd of November 2019, 1 day ago. So let's get into it. Alright, it says RT's Max Kaiser sat down with publisher David Morgan to discuss the turmoil in the repo markets, which are already flashing red sirens, and how banks that are desperate for cash may come to insolvency one by one. It says, if these banks like JP Morgan or Deutsche Bank are unable to settle trades because they don't have the cash, then when the end of the quarter comes, they're going to have to, by law, if there is the rule of law anymore. It's an open question, announced that they are insolvent, and therefore they're going to set off the cascade, and it will be the continuation of the 2008 crisis, but much more worse, Kaiser told his co-host Stacey Herbert as they delved into exploding debt bomb that the Federal Reserve is trying to cover up in the repo market. It says, the rapidly increasing intervention into the repo market indicates that there is obviously some insolvency in the system, warned Morgan, the publisher of the Morgan Report, which covers economic news. He explained that the banks are required to have a certain reserve of cash on hand if they don't. They have to borrow overnight to meet this requirement. They may go to other banks to make their books square, but if other lenders turn them away, they have to ask the Fed as a last resort. That's kind of telling them in the banking system at large, no bank will loan me because I don't trust the bank that needs the money. So it puts some caution into the system, Morgan said. So it's sort of the walk of shame to go to ask the Fed to borrow money when another bank or other banks won't loan to you.
That's right. So this is major banks and banks in general, they will not lend other banks money. Some of which them need in order for balance them book, they need that physical cash out, but them don't have it. So now they must play onto the Fed. So if the Fed don't give them money hit that, easy man, we have the Fed pumping about $70 billion, if I'm not mistaken, in the repo market, right? Every day, what they have the other day in Jamaica, the America give Jamaican grant. I don't remember the exact figure, but a couple million US, right, for like SMEs or small businesses, because them not grant, they not get access to loans. Is to basically establish and also sustain themselves through the sliding in the dollar, right? So it's basically shockwave going on all out through the earth, right? After pending recession while going on pending recession while going on depression, which ultimately will lead to economic failure, right? But even in the country, China, is me basically run on the bank where couple bank have to get we call it now basically the state or China basically have to buy the bank them you see me? Right after them basically fail because people are say look like the bank here after a few look like in the future, near future they now can basically give me the money we have in the bank. You see me? Which go back to fractional reserve banking. No, at no given point, at any given point in ever these banks have all the money of them customers or them clients. So they can lend them out. Right? Yeah. Can.
Alright, so this is another article from Bloomberg. It says bank runs in rural China test faith in thousands of lenders. Dated November 1st, 2019, it says It started with an unverified rumor from one obscure social media account. Yuchuan Rural Commercial Bank was insolvent. Within hours of the post on Tuesday, more than 1,000 worried customers had lined up to withdraw their money. By Wednesday, a run on the bank had prompted local authorities to arrange more than 30 billion yuan, 4.3 billion.
Alright, so as the argument stated, more than 1,000 Chinese, is much more, but it's actually according to the scripture, go to the bank to basically withdraw their money. What happened when the run on the bank go on with Cash Plus in Jamaica is the bank collapse. Right, so think about it right now. Can you imagine the people in Jamaica right now are fear in a bank like Scotia and NCB, which one of the main banks in two of the main banks in Jamaica. You see me? Right, if those two banks collapse, yo, is them just call Jamaica a day. Right, because majority of people get them paid through it, yo. Majority of businesses flow through those banks.
And the article mentioned the bank going insolvent. Basically, insolvency is when a bank no longer able to meet its financial obligations to its lenders. You understand? But because, as the brother said, the banks them now operate under a system known as the fractional reserve banking. They always have a reserve, a certain percentage of what they're supposed to have in total. So if in total they accumulate 100 million, about 90 million out of that get lent out. Seeing that in circulation at all time. Seeing so 10 million would have left in the bank. Right? So when you have a multitude of people coming forward and trying to withdraw money that surpasses that 10 million we're supposed to in as the reserve, right? That is what you call a run on the bank. So they never have enough money to supply to the economy. Which as the brother mentioned will lead in our base called economic collapse. You understand? And that's why we always are hear about the Federal Reserve after lending money to these banks. The Federal Reserve after say, okay, on the books no balance, so therefore on the money, on the reserve, when you're supposed to have in reserve, that it will go past that. When I lend out past that. Understand? So therefore me have to give some money. That is what the brother mentioned in the article as repo market. So the repo market is like a short-term borrowing. So the banks will get money from the Federal Reserve. But right now it not really stabilized. It will go above and beyond what them supposed to get because it's like they not balance their book properly. So them always have to run go back to the feds. Understand? Every minute them realize them reserve it now supply the demand the economy have. So every minute, yo Fed, we need some more money. Yo Feds, we need some more money. And if this continue to happen, the economy will go up in shits, man. You understand?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Bank of America the other day, yo. Is basically went to a failure. People from it couldn't do point of sale purchases. Is my credit card not working, debit card not working, couldn't access them account online, right? Couldn't basically withdraw cash from any ATM, ABM or anything like that, yo. Right? Couldn't contact customer service. That was taking place a few days ago. I think this was Bank of America. Right? That happened here in Jamaica as well. Right? With two banks one time, Scotia and NCB. Right? And it wasn't what you call that? It wasn't a planned maintenance. There's no report of that, yo. I just show you who actually how fragile society is, and it will collapse, yo. You see me? So people basically watch the forecast, yo, be about recession and so forth, right? You see me? Them scared. That's why they might try, yo, look like the bank in our work with you know. So they might try to get their money. But by everybody thinking that and doing that, that actually will lead to recession as well. Right? So it's inevitable, yo. Esau kingdom, it must fail. It was designed to fail like that.
I have something. This is book of James chapter 5 verse 1. Go to know ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt and your garments are moth-eaten.
Yeah, the riches are corrupt, yo. Because the whole fractional reserve banking, the whole monetary system, yo, the whole financial system is corrupt. It's not set on fair gain. Right when Andrew Nixon remove the gold standard from the greenback or the US currency in I think 1971, right, become a fiat currency free floating the back by none, literally paper, yo. That was what? A corrupt riches, yo. Is because people couldn't redeem them gold, which is actual wealth, But they remove that and say, no, you know, I can't get no gold out. It's highway robbery. Right, so the most I basically destroy everything, Of course, by the hands of the so-called white man, the least, because one of them are planning, but they are actually puppets of the Most High.
Okay, right? So continuing, say, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Right?
All of the wealth we heap together, is where you profit. Because at the end of the day, for the regular man out there, we won dollars, fiat currencies, whether I want to be Jamaican dollar, US dollar, euro, the Great Britain pound, yuan, or ruble. What of them are fail, which going to ultimately lead to what we call digital currency, which is going to be attached to the mark of the beast, which is RFID chip.
And when you look up the word cankered in the scriptures or whatever, it means rust over, covered with rust. Now when something is covered with rust, it means that it's deteriorating. You understand? So now right now the society, the other financial system set up, it basically cankered because of how the elites them set it up. So it's deteriorating. So gradually the deterioration, as the brother mentioned, it's going to lead into what you call RFID chip. See, therefore you realize right now we're moving into what you call a digital era. See, where more digital exchange of currency is taking place. You understand? And that's how they designed the system for doing it. I think about a year and a half ago, I tried to take in Jamaica the JUTC bus, and they tell me so I cannot take the bus because we never have a smarter card. You understand? Because I try to pay with cash. They say no, they not accept the cash on the bus after I have the smarter card. You understand? So that's how the system is going on. You understand?
Yeah. Alright, this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 21 verse 9. Verse 8, sorry. He that buildeth his house with other man's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial.
Yeah, out of the failure, you basically build a society upon debt. This is what you think you're going to survive. Right? Other man's money. Right? This is what every single country right now, if we even have a workplace, you see me? And nigga basically say, China is in world for money, America owe China, so China going to be the next reform. I say, China in a debt too. This is say China in Jamaica, when I say, China in a debt too. Is they never believe Google, you see me? Show them, say, China in a debt to the whole world in a debt. You see me, who them who? Right, the elites, the banking elites. You know, because them basically put the world in debt. That's how basically, the scripture tell you, the servant can get it, Baba Kwasha, I'm not sure it's the Proverbs one. Servant is a borrower to the lender. Proverbs 22:7.
Alright, so this is Proverbs chapter 22 verse 7. It says, the rich ruleth over the poor.
Yeah, and what the rich, you see me? As the brother read about them earlier, right? The elites them, because ultimately them are the rich, right? Because of them own wealth. The money when you spend, I feed them money, right? Prove it, try light on money. It's a straight up person, right? Destroying the property of what? Them say the central bank, right? But who the central bank get the money from, right? The elites them.
It says, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender.
Right, that's clear to the point, the borrower is a servant to the lender. Right, you borrow money from the man, you see me? Right, that's why IMF a dictate to Jamaica. And like Portia Simple Miller claims, me will dictate to IMF. No. IMF a give Jamaica what they're supposed to do. Because you owe me, you don't have to pay back my money, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. Right? If you're going to default on your debt, I'm going to take away your collateral, which is based in the country. You see me? Right, which the Jamaican government not even own the country. Alright, you can pull that up.
Alright, this is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with cheap clay.
Yeah, so you say what? You mean increase it that which is not his. What? Is all of the wealth, yo, the resource, the money, is me? Right? These banks at first, yo, and right now the common person, yo, them indebted. Right? But back to like the States or America, is me, you know what, when them say an article about when they start to the 4 trillion, right? You have but yeah, when you go up on the debt clock, them tell us 24 trillion, right, in debt, which far surpass the GDP. So that they can't come out of. Right, and the word tikle come from the Hebrew ibatiyat, which mean way of pledge. Weight of pledge is every debt, right? DBTS, right? Wherever you owe in money, right? A high amount, yo, right? Because these central banks, right? These banks, yo, them borrowing money, using for lending to people. Right, but them themselves actually inquire interest on the money when they borrow. Is if you lend people, them want to try at a different level of interest. Is if you try to make a money, but the level of the basically nobody not lending them more money. They lend the bank them no more money. They might worry about the recession and how may I get back my money. Right, which ultimately if there even enough cash, is if you pay back all of the debt them out there based on interest.
Because right now we live in a society where we call it debt-based slavery. Understand? They mention it, if I mention it in the scriptures, then we can admire. See, right now we live in a debt-based slavery. They basically put heavy laden debts upon the people. See, and cause them to pay high amount of interest. See, and the interest with them are pay can't even match up. Like, basically the amount of money with them are earn can't match the amount of interest with them have to pay back. Understand? Therefore, them always have to continue to pay this man. And that's why when you realize say, yo, the system and the beast come in, see the mark of the beast come in, them say, look here. Alright then, you have this amount of debt. Take the chip and we might make it clear off you. You see me? That's how what them are doing.
I give them basically a discount or basically remove some of my money. Christ Scripture says we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Christ Scripture clearly we can just put it from more pressure. Revelation 13. He said he caused it all out. He said set up the system to make you basically not much choice. Right? In order to be a functional person in society, you will need that mark of the beast, which is RFID chip. Because the society, the whole economy, the currency is failing. Right? Everybody in a debt, yo, you see me? Right? And all of them debt that is going on, we call it now, like people going default upon debt. You see me? That's what taking place with the banks in China. That's what's taking place right now with some of the major banks. And if the major banks like Goldman Sachs, you see me, America, Bank of America, you see me, JP Morgan, if them bank they fail, what do you think is going to the regular bank them? You see me, they might come out of existence, yo. And that is what's taking place right now.
So it says Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark.
Yeah, everybody. You see me, some people, right? Anyway, they on the face of the earth, yo, and it's the reason why every country talk about digital ID or digital economy. You see, in Jamaica, then they have the NIDS, which is going to come out either way if you want the time not because the agenda is knock off the retarded government or the opposition. You see me? Right in America, they have a real ID 2020, and they plan to release next year. In order to believe from the country, you need that, yo. And they plan to merge it with vaccination and RFID chip, yo. Microsoft. You see me? And that is the mark of the beast. The implantable RFID chip is the mark of the beast. See, with the nigga named Tesla. Tesla, Elon Musk. It's a Tesla. I changed the car. Yeah. You see me? Elon Musk basically come with saying more of the brain chip next year as well. You see me? So Scripture we're supposed to what? Measure the time diligently. Because when you see the prophecies, them are fully up there, we know, so guess what? We are at the end. Right, our brother can want to point that as well of a question.
How is our salvation nearer than when we believe?
Right.
You know?
I'm going to put it in this.
Alright, verse 17, Revelation 13, verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell. It's like 16. And he called it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Yeah, so you now can buy and sell. You see me? We use and buy and say, what's the medium of I call it legal tendency? It is accepted for debt and payment. Look up your legal tendency if you don't know. You see me? That will mean something that is accepted, basically pay debt. You see me? Or basically if you pay debt, somebody receive the funds. Right? That is physical currency right now, fiat currency. Right? Jamaican dollar, US dollar, Great Britain pound, yuan, whatever they call it. You see me? Right?
Exactly. And where you get the fiat currency, man. You get fiat currency because of the removal of the gold standard. As the brother mentioned before by President Nixon. See, you have to know this history to realize the flow of the economy are going on. Man. You see, fiat currency is basically fiat currency, backed by gold, it's backed by oil, and where the people
the petrodollar.
You see, in the petrodollar.
But what Jamaica dollar backed by?
Greece. Greece. Understand? It backed by basically people's belief, man, that it have worth, it have value.
Yeah, and basically the state basically get authorized its power.
Alright.
Yes, I mean, that's why I go back to you. The state authorized this as legal tendency.
Indian currency.
Yeah. We just did that. You try to give the definition of it alone.
And it's backed by also the military. Understand? So the military is what also gives the money power. You understand? Because if people don't adhere to it as that standard of trade, then basically they put in the military in the mix and basically it cause punishments and so forth. You see, that's why in every nation right now you have a central bank. You see, because the central bank is what regulates the funds of that particular economy. Understand? So if the central banks them start to say, oh, look here, the funds for this economy are devaluing, we expect that to happen. Especially if the big ones them up at top started devaluing. You see? So that's why it affects, it basically causes a domino effect. Basically, mix goes straight down the line.
Yeah, and I have to say it. You see, we're better read first and walk of shame. Banks, big effect for money, and may all fall in a domino effect. From one gun, everything will go down, yo. You see, this is no one-off thing, yo. Because we always say it, yo. East or the so-called warriors have tied all world economies to each other, yo. Based on the WTO standard, is the whole debt, everybody in debt to everybody. Right, so once one go down, everything will go down. That's why China is in Russia, they don't really just dump the US bond all at once. Because they know that once the economy, the US economy fail, them all get failed too. The scripture tell you about the merchants when Mr. Babylon the Great get burned. Right, them will go hold yo. Who them all sell them goods to? Right, America is the greatest consumer. Right, so look on even, for instance, the tariffs. Well, basically, you know, say China and Russia in a trade war. You see me? And the tariffs them with Trump, you see me, America launched on China, it has caused a lot of the business them, you see me, businessmen in China to feel it. Some are run out of business. Right? So can you imagine when there's no person buy these goods here, they're not cops. This is Micah chapter 6 verse 10. Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked? And who are the wicked? As the main scripture mentioned. Look up what Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. You see, the house of Esau is the wicked man. Them are the wicked. Them are the one who set up this current financial infrastructure. Starting with who? Maya Amshel Bow. In basically, Rapture. Bow and change it to Rapture.
Yeah. You see me? Him say, yo, give me control of a nation's money and I care not what they do with their laws. You see me? So it says,
let's prove fear of the word wicked. This is Malachi 1 verse 4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Exactly, man. The people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever, man. The word indignation means righteous anger. Part of why they will Father of righteous anger against these people, because them always them basically set up for corrupt. See, them are the scum of the earth, yo. You see me? So it says back in Micah 6 and 10. Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances and with the bag of deceitful weights? The bag of deceitful weights, man. The money, when them always do, when them always promote as value, is not valuable. Alright? For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies.
We say rich man full of violence. Right? Because all banks are bankers' war. World War I, World War II, World War III. You see me? Right, which we know we don't really in our World War III yet full effect.
Yeah.
But the scripture prophesy of it, so we know say it come.
Right.
You see me, right? All of these wars are instigated by the so-called white race, yo, the elites, the banking elites, the devil. You see me, the rich man, right? That's how they make their money, right? So it is all deceit, yo, right? And violence, because what we want now are people dead. You see, but the two sides them have to borrow money from them, and then the one who lose still have to pay in debt, and the one who win still have to pay the debt. So them win for them, yo. And ultimately them have to take control of everybody, because once a country they fall upon him debt, you know what one, come give me this. That's why Jamaica is privatizing their resources, yo, or divesting. Means that them are sell it, them can't pay a certain loan, so them have to sell them resources to pay some of the loan. Because right now Jamaica now want $2 trillion worth of debt, yo.
Right. So it says, for the rich men thereof are full of violence, and inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. Right? That their tongue is deceitful in their mouth, yo. Understand? Through them infrastructure, with them set up. Because when Moab, right now Moab I use fractional reserve banking as well. But back in the days, Moab never used to use fractional reserve banking. They used to use what we call a bartering system. You see? They used to trade based on value of what their particular society needed. You see? But right now, what they do, they trade in terms of digital currency or money, monetary value. You understand?
This is Micah chapter 2 verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Yeah, because the whole monetary system now is evil. You see me, modern day money or it's, the currency, you see me, the whole financial system, it's a great evil, yo. It's a highway robbery.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Yeah, them covet field because them put in a debt, you see me, build a debt-based system, and then once they fall, then take your resources.
And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Yeah, because the scripture saying you're supposed to remove the landmarks, yo. You see me? Radiation landmarks. This is one man territory left him with it. You see me? Right, but what the so-called white man doing go all over the earth. You see me right now him there in Syria. Well, as I say, yo, Trump at least him are the most honest US president. You see me, because Trump come out and say, yo, me have to die feel like, you see me, I want, as I'm come over here. You see me, sees the people I'll feel, yo. You see me, it's robbery. Right, both him and ISIS. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Right, but it's the work evils, yo. Right, because if you have understanding, is much we get to understand, say, yo, these these financial ministers out in Jamaica, them are some dumbo. You see me? I think them lie and wicked, that one. See, but them really fool, yo. Them don't understand how economy work. Don't even understand what is money.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievous, which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fathers.
Robbery.
Because usury is robbery. Scripture speak against usury. You see me? You're not supposed to lend upon usury. But what the so-called white man doing, come up and lend upon usury, knowing say, yo, look here, if you lend upon usury, a person will be indebted to him forever. You understand?
Let's show you a quick analogy to show you that the system is all corruption and wickedness. Right? Me have paper money. Right? Me I go print 10 notes. I'm going to lend these 10 notes to a person and charge them interest of 1 note. So they have to give me 11 notes. Where the extra one come from? If I'm me, I print it. That's how the financial system is like. You see me? That's why the high level debt right now that's in society, it far surpasses the fiscal money that's there. So it's impossible to pay off. Hence the reason why you're going to have defaults, where you're going to have basically the collapse, yo.
This is a little article from www.thebalance.com. It says history of the gold standard. It says gold has been used as the currency of choice throughout history. right? And I jump around through the article. To go going down to the second paragraph, it said in those days, the value of the coin was based solely on the value of the metal within. The country with the most gold had the most wealth. So Spain, Portugal, and England sent Columbus and other explorers to the New World. They needed more gold so they could be wealthier than each other, right? So the gold was basically that standard.
Real money.
Right? Alright, so go down into the article now. It says in 1913, Congress created the Federal Reserve to stabilize gold and currency values before it could get up and running. World War I broke out. European countries suspended the gold standard so they could print enough money to pay for their military involvement. Right? So unfortunately, printing money created what? Hyperinflation. After the war, countries...
Hyperinflation caused what? Devaluation of the dollar.
Alright.
You see me now, Modi, the financial minister, I don't know him, you remember, of Jamaica, yo. Minister of Finance, you know him?
Can't remember.
Alright, anyways, that nigga, you see me? Right, them asking for national television, yo, why the fall of the Jamaican dollar. And I just remember my name. I can't just Google it. Why the fall of the Jamaican dollar, you see me? Why sliding on non-stop? The nigga basically gives a circular reasoning, yo. I don't know answer the question. That's why I'm saying don't them understand. Because with the answer when give, it's like we call it now politically correct answer, yo. It's something like a man who just give the common mass, yo. Like he literally don't understand that them teaching in the schools. Alright, Nigel Clark, yo. That was not a good answer, you see me, why the Jamaican dollar is falling. Unless you play devil, we don't want to tell them why really a fall because then I say yo, guess what, there's no stop to this. Right? The nigga basically say yo, that's how trading works, and that's how all currency hard, because at one point it's a fluctuation. Yes, we know currency fluctuate, but why is it that Jamaica is always going up? See, this is fluctuate, but it's when you pre the way call the direction of it is not the same, it's not staying steady, It's imagine like on one piece, like today about $10, tomorrow about $5, then the next day about $7, and it's basically within that kite line. No, but it's constantly going up, yo, and there's no stop.
And when if we read more of this, it said, you remember it just say, unfortunately, printing money created hyperinflation. So it said, after the war, countries realized the value of tying their currency to a guaranteed value in gold. For that reason, most countries return to a modified gold standard, right? And then basically I show you the change of the standard from gold to being backed by oil and the belief in the people, what the people believe in. You see me? And then you come back forth to 1971 where Nixon changed back the standard. To being backed by other means.
Because what actually took place here after within the Cold War, you see me, the countries them find out say America really just print more money more than what the value of the gold. So countries like I believe was France, you see me, I remember the next countries they were actually requesting their gold back. All to find out say America don't really have it. Some more countries start get cheap. Listen, no man, I want one, we can't get back gold. If this man can get in gold, we'll go one for me. You see me? Some more countries start pressed to get back them gold, which they never have. So what them do, them say, no, in order to protect the US dollar, we need to remove the gold standard. So it's going to be a temporary thing from 1971. A longest temporary thing that never saw life. You see me? And up to this day, they don't put it back to gold standard, which is impossible. Right? But afterwards, them do deal with Saudi Arabia and say, alright, here was Saudi Arabia. We're going to have a link with OPEC, and in order for anybody buy a high level, you see me, you need to sell your high in US dollar. You see me, guess that by that now we'll protect you with our military. You see me, hence the term petrodollar. Meaning it's backed by the dollar. Anybody right now want trade, you see me, high level basically have to do with the US dollar. But countries right now, you see me, say, you know what, forget that. We do bilateral trading. You see, meaning them trade on their own currency, or them choose a currency to trade in, but to hell with the US dollar. Because so-called white America is much as I heard the scripture refer to Mr. Babylon the Great, basically they use it as a source of power over the nation and sanctions upon them, like when they do Venezuela. You see me? And even Iran. Because if me can't trade my high in a year currency, how me I go sell? How me I basically make money? You see me? So the countries them are the fault, them are fail. So a good question you have to ask yourself now, if by trading, you see me, increase your GDP, which increase your currency. When Jamaica sell all of the resources, where they going to use to build them GDP? Where think you that last slide? Because Jamaica borrow a whole heap of money, and right now they have a Chinese credit card. Just a swipe like a bitch.
Swipe.
That's why the currency is sliding, and there's no end to it.
Right. So let me just read this again now in Isaiah 10 and 1. So woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievous which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fathers. Right?
I pull two definitions real quick as I mentioned them. It's fiat currency. It's in Google. So fiat money is government issued currency that isn't backed by a commodity such as gold. Commodity is something more value. You see me? It's not backed by the fiat currency, and every currency is fiat. Look it up. It's fiat money gives governments, central banks greater control over the economy because they control how much currency is printed. You see me? Which them get order from the elites them, yo. No matter if you say the Bank of Jamaica can say, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. No. First of all, BOJ not even print them one money. They have to order it from a place in Germany. I don't remember the name of it, yo. If you look on your dollar, you can tell where you print from. This is legal tender. It's a legal tender is anything recognized by law as a means to settle a public or private debt or meet a financial obligation, including tax payments, contracts, and legal fines or damage. The national currency is legal tender. It's practically every country, right? So at one point you would have like the cents, but in Jamaica you have like $2 and them thing there. No you got shot to spend that right now. You know what I said? No. You know what? The government said no, we're not going to use that any longer. Same thing out one with the current currencies.
And because the value changed. And that's why you have things like you have the $5,000 note. $5,000 note don't mean say you have more money in your account. It just means say you have to spend this amount. Just means that
you're buying power the value.
Right. Is it me?
Right, look on countries like Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe right now are changing currency because the previous one failed. You see me, a man got a shop, you buy two scandal bag of goods and a wheelbarrow of cash him off the go with. Literally, yo. But if you look it up, 3 head worth must be $2 million. And that come to Jamaica, innit? You see me? What going on in Venezuela right now? Right? Hyperinflation. Like for instance, right now in Jamaica, we see like the gas price every day, like they go up by maybe $1, $3, is me a couple cents. Guess what? It's gonna go skyrocket. Like today you see one liter they sell it by, right? It's maybe for $100 for diesel. You see next day you go up, you're going to $300, then you go $500, then you go $1,000, and guess what? Your pay remains the same. Isn't there a wage freeze in Jamaica?
Hey, but in Venezuela, the barter system basically get reinvented because right now the mark for gasoline, them not use cash to buy gas.
I know,
trade cigarette, food, anything them can use for trade with the pump attendants, yo.
So this is the book of Haggai chapter 1 verse 5. Now therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
Yeah, because if for instance, say you put on like 100 grand in a savings today, you say the 100 grand can buy one car, right? Next 2 years, you know, so the 100 grand they can't buy the car, right? Because guess what? Oh, the currency devalue. Inflation. You know what inflation means? It means that more currency coming in the country. So when Jamaica borrow money, what do you think are going? Inflation. Hence the reason why IMF say, oh, well, we're going to lend this and you're going to devalue that. I thought Jamaica and one cheap slut. The current, basically this is what IMF says. So sure say the government has some bunch of fools. Okay? Right? Then I'm going to tell you, say, IMF said this. Boom, we're going to lend some money, but here what? You're going to devalue your dollar and by this you can basically extend your trade. Now Jamaica is only a small island. For the WTO standard, you need to basically have the goods them on a particular quality. Is even Jamaica expanding in quantity on such a small scale. You see me? And basically them you call it now, kind of lose my train of thought. Basically them sell them resources as well. That's why you them a lock down the sugar factory them. You see me, them a privatize right now they want to privatize water commission. Them sell them sell JPS. You see me, them they are plan for even the Highland, both Highland them are plan to sell. Right? So all the country them want to come out of these debt, and this is well I tell you what one in Jamaica, you know. This is taking place in every country.
Understand? Precept. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 33. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Right, more lend to it.
Exactly.
And we want to know which part of Jamaica ever lend like all IMF money or the World Bank.
So this is a part of the curse, because we are getting bitter end of the stick, so to speak. See me,
we only care about people.
See me, right now the country need more investment. See me, but the country basically investors find out say yo, the trend of the economy now got in an upward motion. It have go down. See, and guess what? The lack of investment is going to cause recession. See, because investors say yo, the country are leading a state of recession. The lack of investment
the
is
world are leading to recession.
Alright, you understand? I think we have this you call it this mining company where they all the way over there in Montego Bay or so forth. Basically them have to shut down because they realize say them infrastructure them can't meet the demands of where the global economy depend. You see me, which them basically mine gold bauxite and then create metals.
I think maybe that's
Chilani. Yeah. You see me? Exactly.
But even as I said that here, because that's what's been on the news right now. For instance, because the sliding of the dollar, majority of the resources what companies use to basically production is actually imported. Now if imported you and the dollar is sliding, means them have less buying power. So them have to spend more of them capital or them money what them have is them if they actually purchase the goods, so therefore them production costly. Now in order to trade on the WTO standard, them can sell them goods for higher prices, yo. That will be on one level, somebody not buy goods. And it's the reason why the company might shut down. But the government them not tell these things, yo. Is in one last big nose come out and tell you that no, tell you prosperity. When you heard like say austerity. Right, him say austerity. Right, and that's some nice words, yo. To fool the people. The scripture said the leaders of my people cause them to err. Right?
This is Isaiah 9:16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed.
That's right. They can't pull on me, please. That's the so for sure. You can't tell that tree.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
And the grinder cease referring to work. The Jake say I'm up on the grind. You see me? I think I can sing a song where if you're looking for me and grinding. Me also, yeah, work. But the grinder cease because they are few. Right? It's where the state about the company while lockdown, yo. You see me, even Jamaica so put base. But certain measures them have to take by dictated by the IMF. You see me, what them have to do? Them have to cut public sector workers. Meaning say them have to leg up some people. And what them people are going to do? Which them people, you know, where them are leg up, now have no job, is much them actually contributed to basically the economy, because them use them wage and purchase goods from other businesses, which then make profit. You see me? So everything you as I heard to say is a domino effect. Isn't there's no coming back for the society, yo?
Right.
And the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened.
Yeah, so them will look to the future, yo. All them see recession and depression. Because there's no hope for the society, which we're glad. You see me? Yeah, because we know this have to get destroyed for kingdom come.
This filthy piece of shit.
Come on.
And the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low.
Yes, the work field is in the work that the doors and businesses are shut in the streets, yo. Ultimately, they're going to have martial law in the streets, sedition. Right? Check, right now, I think at 14 or 15 countries, you have mass riots and protests taking place right now. You see me? Right? Never before, yo. Right? Which is actually signs of the times that we can pull as a referee, 2nd Ezra 9 chapter. Is it finish with that?
Says, and the doors shall be shut in the street when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up like the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, man, so dancehall music could come to shit. So now we can't hear about the 60s. It's splash or whatever I mean.
Hey, dancehall music actually have come to shit right
Shit.
now. Man. Shit now. Right now, every music on the face of the earth have come to shit. You see, you have this brother by the name of Chance the Rapper. He stop selling music. You know, he make money is by merch, man. Them call it merchandise. You see, he basically sell hats and clothes. You see, right now you can take example like Kanye West.
Yep.
Why you think Kanye West try to make he might basically go in the gospel arena?
Kanye West.
Kanye West. Me realize that I take notice of it, man, because even the actors and them, man, them start making money off of them shit here, man. You see, even the brother with him, Steve Harvey, him said something the other day, and no said fly over people's head. Them have this big conference over there in Montego Bay, surgical conference, and he basically come on and be a motivational speaker to them. The man say, yo, the moment you see me come off of TV, no say me get rich. You see? Because him have to work for all of them big telecommunications company to make fee money. So all of them big actors they are in the entertainment industry, the musicians them might get poor, man. You see, me don't believe so them have the money. Akon say. You see, Akon say, yo, when you look and you see them big music videos and them something, most of them don't own them shits. Them rent it. You see, and when them done, them call a Uber for them yard. You see, so when the scripture say, yo, the daughters of music shall be brought low, it is happening right now, man. It's happening right now.
When him say when him get when him see him off on TV, he get rich.
Yeah.
And his current net worth is 160 million fiat currency.
Exactly.
So he never work shit, yo. And as soon as he stop that gone.
Funny enough that you said net worth, because net worth though literally means the amount of money is in half. It just means the value of what him have, man.
When he can generate.
Or when he can generate.
In 1 year.
So basically it might be net worth as that, because right now Samuel L. Jackson is known as the highest grossing actor, the second highest grossing actor below Harrison Ford. Understand? And when Samuel L. Jackson don't earn as much as these men, because the reason being why I'm known as the highest grossing actor is because he produced more movies than them, and his movies still generating funds. And the funds where the movies they are generating, get a percentage of it. You understand? It don't mean him get a decent amount of money in a bank account. You see? So people just are watching and them watch the illusion. Man. You see, in the scripture that says the daughters of music shall be brought low. All of them were entertainers, them are brought low, man, and you gradually see it happen. That's why majority of them, just take note, majority of them are come out on YouTube and Instagram to try to promote themselves. You see, because they realize that the normal way of movie promotions, it not really generate as much funds as how it normally generate. Man. You see, that's why them come on Instagram, I show them life, I come out. Will Smith said the other day, he said, yo, back in the days, he used to have to make himself scarce, because scarcity means value. But now he have to come out to the eyes of the people and show them his lifestyle and them something, so them can gravitate more towards him. So that when movies them come out, them can run go to the theaters, see, so that them basically the box office something basically go up. Man. The ratings go up. See, so them will get low and low now. Man.
No, I can't pull the second interest.
Alright.
You have some?
No, man.
I'm
The second
interest.
is in there already. Yeah? What you
No.
This is 2 Esdras chapter 9 verse 1. It says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the beginning, the very same time, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world, which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even before the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Right. Right, ending in effects and so forth. You can read about it.
Says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs.
That's right, we see the whole economy failing in one, because the economy fail out certain measures that take place. It's in like tax on they call it WhatsApp, is in tax on gas, is in me. Right, basically all of these measures that take place right now to try to quell the debt with the countries them in, and because of that, you know, the people will feel squeezed and them have sedition, they wish to shift refer to oppose of the people. You see me? So that's what we're witnessing right now, the end of the world of Esau, and basically the return of Lord Yahushua to set up the kingdom of heaven, this kingdom of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Native American, and the Spanish Latinos. You see me? I don't know if you read them up anything you want to bring up.
So he said, book of Proverbs chapter 11 verse 5, Slakia verse 4, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. Because right now we are going on the day of wrath, man. Mm-hmm. We are going on the day that when the money are going to fail, when the system will collapse, that day of darkness, that day of gloominess, man. You see me? I have something else here. This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 1 verse around 14. See, the great day of the Lord is near, it is near and hasteneth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. See, part of why the mighty man shall cry there bitterly because guess what? Hell break loose, man. People are breaking into people's houses. See, no money in the streets, because scripture tells us when you cast the money out in the street, it never deliver you. See, hell break loose. You see me? So it says, mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high powers. I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. So all of your money we have stored up in the bank, in all of you believe is value, in that never here to deliver you. The money where Steve Harvey and hope for not here to deliver him. The money where Will Smith and all of these big high profile actors and singers and whatever, ministers of finance and governments, the money never here to deliver them. You see me? You see? So it says, in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Understand? So there before that come with vengeance and judgment, yo. And it's happening right now. See, it's happening right now. You gradually see the failure of the system, and it's in your eyes, big and bold, yo. See?
Yeah, scripture says, hell had beneath, you see me?
Move to me.
Yeah, Isaiah.
Time, have it. So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, 14. See? Verse... Alright, verse 9. See? Say, hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. Right? It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Yeah, you can drop it on my Isaiah. Well, I'm reading next verse actually.
Right? Weak as we, art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy voice. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Yeah, the worm is spread under thee. Yo. This whole economy is basically it deteriorate from the base, yo. Exactly. If you take with the foundation, if a structure will go on.
Exactly.
Free fall, domino effect.
Exactly. And as we mentioned before, the dollar is backed by the what? The military. Because what happened to Gaddafi?
The US dollar.
The US dollar is backed by the military. Because it's the world reserve currency. See, right now, I think a couple years ago, Gaddafi tried to remove the dollar from being the main source of trading for them. And stuff.
If you use the dinar, gold.
Right?
The trade out in basically Middle East.
And what happened? America run in and mess up the country, man. You see? You have something else?
No, that was it.
Alright, then let me just read this. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 1. Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride will persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Because so-called white man imagine that in name of a stand forever. Imagine that in kingdom of a stand favor. And that's why right now they are basically corrupt the earth so that they can gain full control. You see, because this is by design. The state where the current world economy are going on, it is by design. It's a design that was established by the global elites. Understand? In the devices that they have imagined, for the wicked boasted of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He had said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. See? Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He laid in wait secretly as the lion in his den. He laid in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net of death. Right? He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He had said in his heart, God had forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Understand? But the Heavenly Father don't forget me. The Heavenly Father has reserved a day for judgment unto them. Understand? You have something?
No. Alright, so with that, we'll be saying, so any final thing like out there, definitely giving all praises to our boy Yahweh, or Shem Yahushai, or Shem Kodash. Don't want to send to others in the process of great stone. Shalom, beautiful leg.
Shalom.